Hey, Steel Nation, how you going? It's Mark here, Mark Davidson from Steel Nation Australia.
What's going on, West Country? What's that? Let's go, baby! Yes, yes, let's go!
What's the deal with the schedule?
So I think the stereotype that we drink Fosters, and the first Foster I saw was in Pittsburgh. It's a true story.
Yeah,
The
I've
first
only
ever
seen-
Foster I saw was in America. I've never
Well, I
seen one
thought that
here.
was like Australia for beers.
For what?
Steelers Nation, welcome back to Steelers Nation Australia. Got one question for you. That's everyone. Does that game count? Like, is that good enough? Or is it only Commanders? Steelers win 28-27 from yesterday. We're in Victory Monday, my Victory Tuesday. Does that game count? That's for everyone in the live chat. That's for people who come who watches later. If you want to hit the like and subscribe and do those YouTube things. Does that count? Does that count? Like, what the French toast, man? Yeah, I'm still pretty pumped up from yesterday. I think it's a really good win. There are things we can work on for sure. That includes, like, I think there's some offensive line play that can move in pass protection. There's cornerbacks or secondary can improve, JBJ. But that's a pretty good win. So how do we, in this sense, like, does that count? Is the Commanders got to fall into, do we go to it? Do we go to it, right? Or not that one. The Commanders, they're part of the gauntlet, right? But do the Commanders fall into this category of teams who seem to, when we beat them, that they don't matter 3 or 4 weeks later, right? Falcons are now winning their division. Broncos are a wild card team. They had a chance to win the game yesterday, but there was a field goal block as the left-hand side fell over. Cost me a parlay or a multi. I had like $3,000 going. If that kick goes over, I would have won. So that sucks. Had that. Chargers are a wild card team. Colts are a 4-5 team. Dallas Cowboys suck now without Dak Prescott. They kind of sucked before too. Raiders suck. Jets suck. Giants suck. But in that sense, out of those 8 teams, do they count? Do the Falcons count? Do the Broncos count? Do the Chargers count? Are the Commanders now one of those teams where, it's only Commanders? Or are the Commanders a quality side that we beat at home for their very first loss? And the Steelers held Jaden Daniels to 5 yards rushing. The same time, Ravens fans, you can't beat the Steelers. There's no way. We're such a great team. We have this. Lamar Jackson's going to throw over you. He's going to run over you. But the Ravens, and it's Ravens week right now, the Ravens are 1-7 versus the Steelers in the last 4 years. That's crazy to me. So does it count? That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know. I just think every time we beat sides, we win games for teams who they're in front of us, you hear the excuses of, like, you only won by 1 point. You only did this. You only did that. But it wasn't a really exciting game. For the Steelers to come back 10 points in the third quarter, fourth quarter. Russell Wilson, moonball, airball to Mike Williams to the end zone. First reception, first TD, first catch. Game winner, fantastic. George Pickens catch. I finally saw the highlights. When I was watching the game yesterday, my DAZN or DAZN was playing up. So I couldn't actually see, I didn't see the catch. And it was streaming and buffering that much. You guys know it from yesterday. It was terrible. But I saw the highlights and I watched the 40-minute match yesterday. So does that count? Does George Pickens catch count on the sidelines? Of course it does. This team is a good team. We're a good side. I don't want to hear this crap about Mike Tomlin can't win a playoff game. This is one of his best sides he's had in a very, very long time. And Mike Tomlin has this team ready to fight and go and to attack this gauntlet. So, yeah, there's my 5-minute intro, my 5-minute rant. Don't know how long I go for today because there's a football game coming up, Rams versus Miami Dolphins. And I know you guys love football. I do too. So I'm going to try and watch the game. As I do some editing, I've got a little bit of a project I'm working on too. If you guys are a fan of Mortal Kombat, I'm going to give you a quick. I'll do that in a minute. Let's go for the names first. The Gauntlet. That's right. Yeah, I got a bit of project that I'm working on. And I'll let you guys see in just a moment. Hooey dooey. Okay, g'day, Jedi. What's going on? G'day. Yeah, that'd be cool, man. I want to see Pickens do a Stone Cold Stunner next time. Yeah, I think he's doing a lot. I wasn't a huge fan, to be honest. I wasn't a huge fan of Pickens fighting that guy, but he was pretty convinced and 100% certain that he touched down. When the interception happened, he tagged the player, touched him down, and then he went after the other player. So he still shows physicality, but there are some moments where he shows, he's a young player, but he is a young player. He's like 24, 25. It's going to happen. I'm not too worried about Pickens. I think Pickens is doing great things for the Steelers and catching well. So I'm not going to jump on him in that sense where maybe he should have ran down the receiver. It kind of looked like he should have, but he thought he had it all covered up, and he did. He touched him down, and then he moved on. G'day, what's going on? G'day, Sean says, hey, Sean, he says $5. Currently, we are 12th in points per game. That's pretty good. And second points per game given up. Yeah, Chargers are first, I think, in second points per game. I think we're like 15 or 16th or something like that, 16, 17 points per game. Maybe 16. Chargers are like 14 or like 10 or something like that. We are a legit contender. Yeah, I think so too. I think we're at that stage now. It's like middle of the season. You have a bye. You go into, and I was talking about this yesterday on the live chat. And it was one of can't remember his name. One of Bubba's mates. One of the blokes there, I can't remember who it is, but he's on both chats. He's here, there, and everywhere. But he did say this was a typical Mike Tomlin trap game. And I had to prove him wrong because the typical Mike Tomlin trap game makes no sense. The Steelers now are 13-4 after a bye. That's a pretty good record for meant to be a typical Mike Tomlin week trap game. And that's why I went on my little rant yesterday, because it's when the information is wrong and doesn't make any sense in those terms. When a Mike Tomlin hater or a Mike Tomlin guy who doesn't like him tries to critique him, but the information is wrong, it friggin' fucking fires me up, because he tried to say that Mike Tomlin had a poor record after the bye, which in reality he doesn't. Mike Tomlin's got a great record after the bye, 13-4, and he proved that yesterday. So there was no trap game versus the Commanders, and if anything, we were the underdog in the game yesterday. We won by a point. We snuck away with a victory. We kneeled down. They jumped off sides, and here we are looking at 7-2. So this wasn't a trap game, but I liked what he did, because he tried to link two arguments together. That was having the bye and linking it to a loss after, but then the stats back it up and prove them wrong. And that's why I think a lot of this Mike Tomlin stuff, this is why I'm such a I guess I can be a certain defender, not a Washington, D.C. defender, but a defender for Mike Tomlin, because he gets so much shit. He gets so much shit delivered his way in these people who try and throw so much rubbish on Mike Tomlin. And he's a good coach. He's got this team, doing backflips. He's got this team winning football games and winning 4 in a row. And the Mike Tomlin crowd out there is so quiet. They must be on holidays. Hooey dooey. Alrighty. G'day West. Sorry, say g'day West. What's going on? Yeah, we are celebrating. God, gee, I'm complaining about the complainers. I'm complaining about that Mike Tomlin doesn't get enough credit. He never does. And now it's like the media is starting to see what the Steelers are doing, and they're like, "Oh my goodness, the Steelers are a contender. They were contenders 3 or 4 weeks ago. People just didn't want to hear it, right? They're a good football side. They definitely are. You go and watch it. Go and watch it again. They're a good football side. G'day, Daniel. What's going on, mate? Don't forget, Commanders had a punch 6 times yesterday. We only had pounded a total 9 times. Punt. Okay, fair enough. 19 times. That's fair. Sean says this is our overall best team since 2010. It does feel like that, doesn't it? It does feel like they have a pretty good side in terms of defense. But Cameron Hayward went off too. I'm going to bring you his comment up soon around James Pierre. So yeah, Burns. That's Beals Burns. Yeah, Burns. What his name is? Brian Burns. Look, nothing against him personally, but that's what I just want to. I like these things when someone, you guys know me. You guys know me. Most of you know me well enough, and if you don't know me well enough, then keep watching. I'm here fucking 24/7, right? Most of you know me well enough. Is when I hear shit like that, I hear like, oh, Benny Snell's wearing number 24. It's not Joey Porter can't have that number. Then I say, well, Benny Snell's not on the fucking team, is he? Like, it frustrates me. So when I heard Brian Burns say that, he's a commenter for, Bubba's group and here and there, but it's a representation of many people commenting around Mike Tomlin saying normally that Mike Tomlin loses these games that are attached to the bye. And you grab the stats all together, you grab them all together, one little neat package, you go, no, it's not. Mike Tomlin is 13-4. It would be the same if he were to say, normally Mike Tomlin loses against rookie quarterbacks. And no, it's not either. Mike Tomlin is now 25 or 24, 25-5 against rookie quarterbacks. In their house, hostile environment, the Commanders have a commanding lead. And you've got Russell Wilson, which he made the switch on. A lot of people were saying they should have stick with Fields. I like Fields. Fields played very well against 4-2. That's what makes this move even so sweeter. Now that people are coming back healthy, yes, Highsmith has got an injury with his ankle. I reckon my non-expert opinion, I reckon he'll be out like 2 weeks, maybe 1 or 2 weeks. Maybe it's like a high ankle sprain. I don't know. He'll be out. Herbig comes back in. Zach Frazier was back in the lineup. Cool. Darrell Patterson had 1 or 2 touches running. Maybe he starts to get ready and go. Like, this team is getting healthy at the right time. So Mike Tomlin deserves a lot of credit in terms of getting these fellas to be a 7-2 team, which he doesn't because the Mike Tomlin crowd's so fucking quiet. You could drop a pin. That's what you hear. You do it again. Oh, hang on, man. Wait a minute. Wait. That's what you hear. It's just quiet. It's so quiet. In terms of that 4-game stretch, if he goes and beats the Ravens, it'll be even more quieter too. So yeah, 100%. Yeah, g'day, Toddy. What's going on? Yeah, I couldn't believe that comment yesterday. G'day, Pep. What's going on? Highsmith could be out 3 to 4 weeks. Okay, that's fair enough. It did seem to me when I saw it that he rolled in his ankle, so hopefully he's okay. But we've got depth. Highsmith, heal up again. It sucks. The injury's bad. Heal up again. Get your body ready and get yourself ready for a postseason. What do you call it? Postseason. I don't know. Attack. I don't know. Gauntlet, right? Wes says, Mike, I wasn't saying you complained today or something. I wasn't complaining yesterday. How was I fucking complaining yesterday? I'm going to complain about me. You think me complaining yesterday. Well, let's drop it. I wasn't complaining. If we go for 6 hours, like, you can't summarize. It's like what people do with my videos and what people normally do with my videos. They're like, oh boy, what's going on? This bloke he only says this. I've got over 1,500 videos of me sitting in this room talking football. It was only one small part of the video. It was me critiquing and it's truth. The Steelers played bad in secondary. They played bad in certain parts of the offensive line where Russell Wilson was getting attacked and run around. They played bad, letting a football player, Scary Terry, run all over JPJ. But I did say on the flip side, being a positive fan, which I fucking am, I'm one of the craziest ones out there, that they played a good football game to win. So you can do both, man. You can do absolutely both. And I should be doing both too. I can't be going the other way. Yes, Bubba's going to make it. Sorry, Burns, 100%. That was a crazy bet to make. His bet was the Steelers would go under 8-9. I think if they win 9 games, they're good. Sean says averaging almost 24 to 16 per game. That's fantastic. Our defense is playing lights out. And of course, Highsmith and TJ Watt were taken out of the game, but they didn't let that ruin them. TJ Watt didn't even make a tackle. So they still won the game where they're getting Keanu Benton and Ogunjobi. Preston Smith made a sack and got tackles for loss. Patrick Queen went off yesterday. He had a great game playing football. Minka made key plays too. So this game was almost, I think, out of all the Steelers games, probably game of the year. The Charger one's up there. I did like the first game where Chris Boswell scored 6 field goals versus the Falcons. I did like, what else did I like? Let me see. I did like the Charger game, the Denver game because of Russell situation, right? What else we got? The New York Jets game was fun because Rodgers is a terrible quarterback. But yeah, this is probably one of the funnest games out of all the games that were happening in this season. Steelers versus Commanders at your house. Commanders are now a pretty good football team, getting out of the dirt with all the name changes and their team moving over and finally having a quarterback who they can build with for the future, that being Daniels. They can build with around their team, and he's a great passer. He was getting out the ball 2.5 seconds, whatever it may be. It was going crazy. So that was a pretty good win in that sense. I'm just saying you can also say that there were things to improve on, which there was. JPJ had one of his worst games. Great question. I agree, Jedwell. Your sources are wrong. Yeah, man, that's what annoys me the most is when I see things like that. It's like the link between a Tomlin comment about he fails in trap games after the bye, yet his record is 12-4 or 13-4. Makes no sense. Toddy says, well, the chances are pretty high. I think that he needs to be in conversation, Coach of the Year, because the NFL media, the guys who vote for the Coach of the Year, they put all this pressure on certain coaches and write narratives and storylines for whatever may happen, right? So I would say that his chances are probably like 25%, maybe higher, maybe 40%, 50%. But there are a few coaches for me in the way. There's the Lions coach, Dan Campbell. He had a great season last year. This season, 8-1. He's got a great record. He's a great coach for his team. They're looking to go for their number one overall AFC and NFC seed. And the bloody Chiefs. The Chiefs are in the way too. I think the Chiefs, Andy Reid can Coach of the Year. Last year, they gave it to the Browns for some reason. But Andy Reid is having his team not lose a game yet. So he's up there with Coach of the Year. So what needs to happen, is Mike Tomlin has to go through this gauntlet, right? And I've shown it a million times. This gauntlet. They got to go through this. Beat Commanders. They pretty much got to win like 7 out of 9 games or 8 out of 9 games. I think for the Steelers. And if they beat the Chiefs on Christmas Day and the Steelers go 13-4 or 14-3 and win the AFC, they come first as the first seed in the AFC, then yes, Mike Tomlin will be consideration for Coach of the Year. He has to be because of the amount of pressure every single NFL media outlet out there, AFC North fans, Browns fans, Bengals fans, everybody was saying that this team was toast and they had no real direction. They didn't sign Najee Harris. They signed 2 quarterbacks. Who's going to be the quarterback controversy? All that kind of crap. Then they gave Mike Tomlin crap as well in the midway point of the 4-2. Why would you change back to Russell Wilson when Fields is doing so well? You change to Wilson because he's scoring 26 points a game, like Sean said. That's why you change. That's why Mike Tomlin it should be considered Coach of the Year. And also, he has a harder schedule. You're versing AFC North. You're winning games like that game with the Commanders. If you only drop 3 or 4 games a season and you win the AFC, you come first in the AFC. And if you beat the Chiefs at your house, then yes, definitely should be in consideration for Coach of the Year. He just better do it. I just want to see people start to just give him some respect. And the real hang-up is, we haven't won a playoff game in 7 years. But this team is so different to last year in terms of Russell Wilson just going crazy. As my title says, Russell Wilson commands the Steelers' victory over Washington. He is a complete different quarterback from Trubisky, Kenny Pickett, or even Mason Rudolph. And Mason Rudolph was fun to watch in that drive in those last 3 games. Russell Wilson is like, I'm a vet. I'm 3-0. I'm 6 TDs. I'm 1 interception. I'm throwing moon balls and I'm throwing like perfect passes to George Pickens and throwing timing routes to try and move to the end zone. But yes, also his percentage was really off. It was like 50-50 yesterday. But the plays that counted and mattered, Russell Wilson is on fire. It's so much fun to watch. That's why I'm so keen and excited, because this team is now trying to find their identity. And I think Cam is talking about it in his podcast and Christian 46. Getting guys on like Atlanta Roberts is doing podcasts, and they're just all buying in. You see it from the very last play. The very last play, when the guy jumped off sides, go and find that footage from Twitter and watch each individual person celebrate. Mason McCormick does a weird little dance. Broderick Jones jumps up and down with his hands in the air. Zach Frazier walks through the line and puts his face mask right next to another commander. And Najee's like cheering. Russell Wilson does the little dance. They're all competitively, I think they're doing this for Cam too, by the way. They're probably doing this for Cam, for Wilson, because their years are coming up. They need another Super Bowl run. But they're all buying into what Mike Tomlin is selling. And that's why now the media is starting to come on. Finally jumping on. But we've been here, or most of us have been here from the beginning, how we knew this team could be something. And now they're turning out to be so. In terms of running the ball and playing good defense too. Sean's got, let's just say, fuck it. Why not? Why can't we go 15-2? Why can't we run the gauntlet? Right. Okay. So it does sound like, doesn't it? Let's talk about that. Trust. I need to. Wait, I've got to use that at some stage. G'day, Jamie. I've got to use it at some stage, I think. But I got to give you credit as well. Yeah, Russell Wilson has 6 TDs and Kenny Pickett last year. And when I was trying to get behind Kenny Pickett, I really was. At the same time, it looks so different. The offense is like fully opened up. You've now got a receiver with Mike Williams going in the 37-yard TD. That was a fantastic pass. That was like, this feels like 2016 or like Sean said, 2010. It feels like this team can score points and we can win games. I wouldn't be surprised if the Steelers go and beat the Ravens by 13, 14 points, something like that. So welcome in, Jamie. G'day, TD. All right, let's do a ray gun reset, and I'm going to just get a quick water, and I want to show you guys something I'm working on for the next few weeks, hopefully, if I do this right. So ray gun reset in one. I don't know where it is. Here it is. All right. I like the last part, just throw myself into the bed. Okay. So what I'm working on, and I've been talking about this a dang lot, which is that they keep bringing up the idea around the gauntlet. The Steelers are facing the gauntlet, AFC North Warzone, I've heard. I've heard a lot of things like that. They're facing some really tough teams over the next 9 games. Well, they've already beaten the Commanders, right? Here's a bit of a snippet of what I'm working on. And then this could fail like the wheel. This could fail like, what was the other one I did? I can't remember what I did. This could fail like the 100 pitches in one. Yeah, she's done, bro. She's done. This could fail. But if you guys know Mortal Kombat, I'm working on a quick little video like this. Here's a little bit of a snippet. So I've gonna like put a video together that looks like the Mortal Kombat. And if you remember when you played Mortal Kombat on Sega, you selected your fighter. Then when you chose that, the screen went like it scanned down all the like team or fighters. Like it was like, I don't know, it was like Sonya, Liu Kang, Raiden. It was like a Sub-Zero, Scorpio. It scrolled down. So I'm gonna make a little video, and I've just got like a little bit of a sneak peek what I'm doing. Select your fighter. I've got Tomlin, my channel. HCU is like meant to represent the Mortal Kombat symbol. Professor Bloke. I've got Felipe, Koala, Steelers, Omar Khan, and Debo. So I'm going to try and work on that. And I'm going to do like a weekly thing. But I did figure out with Mortal Kombat, the minute, like, okay, if I start this video and I create it where it goes up and down like a list, or talking about the gauntlet, right? And we beat the Commanders, and then it goes up again, and we beat the Ravens. Or let's say we lose to the Ravens, if it happens. Then the series ends. So I don't know what's going to happen. But I keep thinking about this gauntlet, right? And it reminds me of Mortal Kombat. When you had 4 or 5, 6, 7, 8 opponents in a row, then you had to verse Goro at the end. That's what it reminds me of. I don't know why. It reminds me of like choosing your fighter, choosing like your team, choosing Omar Khan, Debo, whoever it is, right? Put all them together. And then as you start fighting, we're versing, I haven't got the image ready yet. You're versing Commanders, Baltimore, Browns, Bengals. But in true Mortal Kombat sense, what happened was when you lost to the team, that was game over. Like you only get one chance. So it's like kind of relevant, but it's not relevant at the same time. I just thought it was pretty fun. But still, in that sense, if we go 7-9, 7-9 for these teams here, Commanders, Ravens, Browns, Bengals, Browns. I think a lot of the media is really worried about the Ravens, Browns, Bengals, Browns. I don't see worry for me. That to me, it's fun. That's AFC. We get 4 AFC North football games in a row. That to me is fun. I'm not worried at all. I'm not worried about waking up at 5. We've got Lamar Jackson. They held Daniels at 5 yards. They can hold him to 10 yards, 15 yards running. Make Lamar throw the ball and pick him off, and Minka get some picks or whoever, JPJ. I'm not worried about Baltimore Browns, Bengals, Browns. I more see it like as a competition standpoint. Go and beat them and shut people up. Take control. If we beat the Ravens next week, we can take full control of the AFC North. We go to 8-2. They fall to 7-4. Right. So you're a game ahead plus a game advantage on the Ravens. Sega, yeah, Sega, man, Sega. 100%. I tried to find him. I was just doing this about last half an hour. I tried to find Hank Steele, but I couldn't find the image. So I put in, who did I put in instead? I think instead of Hank Steele, I put in Debo. Yeah, I put in Debo instead of Hank Steele. So 100%. No, I thought it was a bit of fun. I'll do something with it and see how we go. How do you say? Oh, are you fucking me here? Hang on a minute. Wait a minute. Your setup good, but once you hit the ground mark, that part is. And are you jumping on me because I said Sega? How do you say it? How do you guys say Sega? Sega? Oh, dude, that's terrible. It's Sega. That's terrible. It's all cool. So, so what? Do you guys pronounce it Sega? That's insane. It's Sega. Add that. Oh, my. You can't escape it, can you? Add that one to the list. Sega. Chicken burger. Is everyone riled up because of that? Sega. I say, yeah, it's C. It's S-E. Yeah. S-C. So it's like, well, I guess it's say, isn't it, really? But in my Australian accent, Sega. Dude, there's a lot. There's a lot of things. No, I got you. Anyways, so that's what I'm working on too. Here's some other things before, because I want to talk about Russell Wilson a lot. But here's another thing I want to talk about also. All right. I saw this, and it's nothing to do with Sega or Sega. Steelers Depot, Captain Cameron Hayward on what he told cornerback James Pierre after he dropped the fake punt pass. Now, before we discuss this, the more I think about it, and Mike Tomlin, he owned it. He was like, yeah, I'd go for it again. Like it was a call. It was something we had been working on. And if Miles Killebrew saw the player that was uncovered, he was going to throw that ball in that situation. And the more I think about it, I'm okay with it. Now, if we lose a game, probably not. But imagine if James Pierre caught that football, catches, and runs away for 70 yards almost or a touchdown. The game is then flipped 14-0. And then we have like full control of the game. One drop pass by James Pierre means it didn't work and we gave them a free 7 points. But Mike Tomlin just dead set and he was like, yeah, we planned for it. We went for it. It didn't work, but I'd do it again. So I like that. I like the bravado he shows in those situations. Anyways, here's what Cameron Hayward said after dropping the fake punt pass. He told this to James Pierre. He said, just let it go. We all mess up. I can tell you the amount of times I've messed up. If we had lost this game and we said this is the reason we lost, I think it's incomplete. Every game is full of little spurts where guys can make plays. Wherever something happens like that, we rally around them and make more plays. Now, what Cameron Hayward is saying is from true leadership. True leadership, unlike the videos I've been talking about with Aaron Rodgers throwing their receivers under the bus. True leadership saying, you know what? If we make mistakes, we then rally around each other and make more plays to get it back to even. And that's what the Pittsburgh Steelers really did. In that sense, with Ben Skoranek going down the field and there was a fumble, jump on it. And it kind of erased the fact that we gave them a free 7 points because the Steelers then went up to 14-7 and it was like, kind of like back to normal. But in that sense too, it would have been so much fun. It would have been so much fun to see the Steelers have that play, James Pierre running the sideline. Miles Killebrew got a TD to his record. That would have been insane because they left him wide open. If he caught that pass, he was running as fast as he can towards the end zone. If it was maybe thrown out a bit in front of him, or maybe he had his eyes on the ball and wasn't running before he caught the ball, then in that sense, we could have seen a point where Steelers, nation goes absolutely crazy more than they were at the stadium. And James Pierre scores a TD 14-0. That would have been wild, dude. So I'm not too against that. I'm not too against it at all. So shout out to Cam for giving us that insight and telling James Pierre, don't worry about him. Now, James Pierre also didn't have the best day in coverage too, but he did make a big play near the end where he knocked a guy out of bounds as he was going for the ball. All right. He actually is. G'day, SK, what's going on? He is 100%. Sega on a Tuesday. It's not Sega, it's Sega. There's no way on God's green earth am I saying Sega. It hurts my throat when I say Sega. There's no way it's Sega. Alrighty. Bob said, I don't know who that is, but I like the name. Yeah, Jamie says, yeah, a beautiful man. He is. He had a huge game yesterday. He put his paw up 2 times. TJ Watt almost got an interception. He had 2 sacks. He had tackles for a loss. Cameron Hayward is playing like he wants to go to a Super Bowl. And that's why I keep saying, too, we've got to enjoy this ride. Enjoy these moments. Don't worry about the playoffs this year. I'm not worried about, going to Pittsburgh in 7 weeks. I'm trying to get my things organized. But enjoy these moments. Enjoy the season, man. Enjoy Najee Harris running into a brick wall and hitting as hard as he can and getting 4 or 5 yards. Enjoy the Pickens touchdown. Enjoy the Frymouth touchdown. We've got to keep enjoying this too. Wes says you have to go for that. He's wide open and they practice it. Can't be mad. Yeah, if it came off, it would have been fantastic. At the time, I was like, oh, it sucked. Steelers Nation India. That's the shout out to SK. What's going on? Maybe I should go live more often on my vertical because those vertical streams, they go everywhere. So shout out to SK. She has been here a fair bit. I appreciate that. We might turn her into a Steelers fan real quick. G'day, Chloe. What's going on as well? It's pronounced. Yeah, I can't pronounce. No, I can't do that either. Y'all. I don't know how to do that. Y'all. I can't do that. And Sean says bigger issue was fumbling. Yeah, that's a big look. That's tough because I like what Bubba said yesterday when we did the Steelers Dynasty podcast post game, which was live. I think that's tough because I think the other guy made a heck of a play. I can't remember his name, but he made a play and pulled the ball out. Now Warren does got to high and tight and wrap it up. That's for sure. You need to get better. But Warren was playing fantastic. That touchdown could have put the game away because he got a first down. Or sorry, that drive could have really put it away because he got a first down. It was like 4 minutes to go, and then you could have had a few more and then run some time off the clock and get a TD. But it all worked out. They had the defense came back and they only allowed a 3 and out, and there was I think they had a not a false start. They had a holding offensive line that pushed them back. There was pressure. TJ Watt should have been that. The TJ Watt hold was definitely a safety. You want to talk about something like that? That he was held by the shoulder pads. He got turned around, and then as he was held by the shoulder pads, where's the safety? Like, where's that? Like, if you're gonna call things that shouldn't be there on TJ Watt with the Falcons game, or a few weeks ago when he was lined offside or whatever, or the flags you get for him hitting too hard. When you see him get his back turned and he's being held like this, where are those situations and times where that should be called? That's why the reffing is so inconsistent. That's why I'm very worried too about the Chiefs game, because the Chiefs seem to get away with anything. So, holy dooly, that does suck. Oh yeah, Ching got it out too. That's right. Jamie says, my question is, why do the defense have a back? Why do the defense have a defensive back going out for a pass instead of a wide receiver? There's no reason for. You know why? Because James Pierre, he plays gunner. I've been seeing that question a lot because people are saying, why would you have James Pierre, out there fielding the catch? Well, if you were to put Pickens out there, that would probably alert the other team that there's going to be a throw, right? So really, it's a disguise. James Pierre's been playing gunner ever since he came back. He's been back, I think, 7 or maybe 6-7 weeks. So he's been playing gunner maybe since like week 2. That's why. It's almost in disguise. Now you could go to the other side. We have Ben Skronik, but maybe he wasn't uncovered. I don't know. I never watched, to be honest. I never watched the All-22. I don't have time. I'm not the same as Alex Kozora or everybody. Everyone breaking down film. I haven't got time to watch the All-22. And actually, I don't really enjoy it that much. I enjoy the 40-minute session where you watch it again, or I just watch the commentary and I watch the 3-hour show again. I don't really enjoy no sound and the all 22 in the highest. I'm not into it that much. You know what I mean? So you could go back and look at the all 22 and see that maybe Ben Skronik had nobody on him, But from what I saw from the highlights, it was the Commanders guy came down to blitz. There was nobody on him. It was James Pierre by himself. They huddled the ball, passed it, dropped the catch. So in that sense, yeah, maybe you could put a receiver there, but it was disguised because James Pierre has been playing gunner the whole season. That's for sure. The tackle where they tackled the tackle where they were tackled by the effing. I can't remember that. Oh, was that the special teams on Dante Jackson? Yeah, that was pretty wild too. That might have been it. Oh, the game would be so slowed down, it wouldn't be able to watch it. 100%. Yeah, that's why James Pierre's the gunner. He's the reason why. Defender tackling by grabbing the inside of the helmet is more dangerous than a horse collar. 100%. But yeah, at least we can get through this game that we know the flags are there. It happens all the time that we're trying to give the Commanders somewhat of an advantage, and at least they got through it and won the game. Do you know what I mean? The Steelers took it into their own hands with the Mike Williams TD. Now, I do want to go into some Russell Wilson talk, and just think about this, right? Because he's always on Twitter, and it's only a tweet, it's only one little tweet, but I love stuff like this. Russell Wilson posted, "Steelers win, Steelers win." I keep hearing in his press conferences, it's funny. He never really brings up Denver, and I'll be done very shortly because I know you guys. Did football start yet? Maybe I should have started earlier. Is football on? I'm going for the Dolphins, by the way. Oh, Miami scored. Cool. I'm going for the Dolphins today. It's on. Okay. So last little topic, and we'll get out of here. Yeah, Russell Wilson. I like the fact that just little stuff like this. Steelers win, Steelers win. He's so proud to be a Steeler. He's so proud to wear the black and gold. He's very proud and has a lot of honor, integrity, respect to wear the uniform. A lot of respect for the coaches, a lot of respect for his team. You don't really hear him talk about Denver much anymore. And what would be kind of cool? If the Steelers can win the AFC North, say we're a number 1 seed or number 2, there could be a possibility if Denver makes it, if they get a wild card number 7, Denver could come to our house. Denver Broncos versus Russell Wilson, and that would be the ultimate like chef's kiss. Like if they were to allow Denver into our house, and we absolutely took Bo Nix to town again, whoever their quarterback is, Sean Payton walks in with his quarterback, and they're paying. This will be so sweet, and I kind of want this to happen in a storyline sense. I want Sean Payton and fuck you, Denver, because I think Denver really stuffed up. I saw a Twitter picture today in a video of one of Denver's teammates just walking up to Russell Wilson and yelling at him and pointing at him and saying da 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 da. And Russell Wilson looks like he's a nice guy. He's a great guy, right? Very cool, calm, collected, and he's just getting yelled at. You don't see that in this team. This team, you see everyone supporting everyone, buying into what the Brotherhood of Steel is. And you see that Russell Wilson is doing great things by buying people dinners and camaraderie and building up the mateship, the friendship. The teammates are getting together. And that's why they're playing such good football on the field and off the field. The Broncos threw Russell Wilson under the bus. So fuck you, Denver. I think you deserve to be that. But if Denver does make it to rounds to wild card number 7, and the Steelers are if we are number 2 or number 1, whatever happens, and Denver has to go through their mission if they win games, and they've got to go through to Pittsburgh, that would be fantastic to see Sean Payton walk into Heinz Field, and on the other side is a quarterback that you got rid of, that you didn't like, and that you're paying $40+ million to beat you. So I think that with little things like this, Russell Wilson in his press conferences, he's really buying into the team. And he's playing really good football. Like he's 3-0. He's thrown 1 interception. He's fumbled once. That happens. It's how it works out. But he's playing pretty good football. So I give a lot of shout out to Russell Wilson with the respect that he's proving a lot of people wrong. He could be in cards to be honest. If he goes and scores 3 TDs a game, gets a few yards here and there, doesn't turn the ball over, they run the gauntlet. Why can't he be in contention for MVP? Some people are saying comeback player of the year, but I don't know if he was really out last year. And what are the terms around comeback player of the year? Do you need to be out, or do you got to have a bad year? Like, can you just have a really shit year and then next minute you come back and play good? So yeah, big shout out to Russell Wilson, man. I think he's doing great things on the field, off the field. And I just don't know why that Denver was so nasty to him. They said it was so nasty in the sense they were just throwing him on the bus. They thought it was going to be better without him, and they're now like 5-7 or 5-6. So I don't know. Petty game ball for real, 100%. That'd be dope. That'd be real dope. Imagine if they had that. Thank you, Sean, for the 5. If we verse the Steelers versus Broncos in a wild card game or a divisional game and beat them in our house, that'd be something to see. That'd be something really fun. 100%. Yeah. Oh, they are. They definitely are contenders. I think you can see it now. If people are saying to you they're pretenders and not a good football side, they're scoring 26 a game. They're coming back down from wins. They're getting people involved like Fryermuth. They've got a really good, maybe not all pro punt returner in Calvin Austin, but he's a pretty good punt returner. They're moving things around. Like they've got a good running game too. I just want to see, I just want to keep watching football. I want to go back and watch more games. And I saw the highlights versus Commanders, and it was a tough game. It wasn't easy. It wasn't easy at all. I hope so too. It's going to be I will be there. But yeah, let's take one game at a time. That's now the gauntlet. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 weeks. I'll be there in 7 weeks. That's so crazy. I'll be there in about 6-7 weeks. Yeah, 100%. So thank you, Sean, mate, for the 5. All right, guys. You guys have any more questions? Otherwise, I might end it here now because I want to go watch the Rams versus Dolphins game. But overall, I'm pretty excited for this team, and I think they're matching our expectations too. We were the underdogs at the start. They have 4-2 record now, 3 in a row, 4 in a row, four games in a row. This team's getting healthy at the right time. Yeah, Highsmith's out, but he'll be backed up by Smith and Herbig too. So dead set. We're on to Baltimore. It does feel like that. I want to still hold this win a bit longer, hold it a little bit longer because it was a fun game to watch, winning 28-27. But they're starting to get healthy, and if we win this game versus Baltimore, then everybody can shut the fuck up. Because when I go on the round table, which I love doing, I love the round table. It's fun to talk to Sam, Z, Zay, Zimbots. There's Zim and Zays everywhere, right? Wait, Zim, Zay, Zimbots, and there's so many Zims and Zays. I love going on there. It's fun. But you got to remember, those same fans and people in the chat will say the Steelers haven't got a chance. And all they can hold on to now is the fact that we haven't won a playoff game in 7 years. You eliminate that. I don't think the Steelers right now with this team, what they're trying to do is to win a playoff game. They're trying to go on a run. They're trying to get this team to win a Super Bowl too. Tony says got an interview on Wednesday. Wish me luck. I wish you luck, mate, for Wednesday. That's my Thursday. Good luck with the interview, whatever it may be. It's crazy. If they say you haven't played one yet, I'm going to throw something out the window. I'm going to throw myself out the window. 100%. The Roundtree live chat is going to be horrible. It always is, because I think the people in the chat just go after each other rather than listen and make competitive arguments or, actual football dialogue in the chat. They just say, you suck, you're terrible, my Ravens are better than yours. Jamar Burrows is not a squealer. The Squealers have Russell Wilson. The Bengals are stupid. There's no real competitive argument in that too. They were, and Mark Shreleth, what his name was, they were all shitting on Russell Wilson, and look at him. There's no BS here. There's no drama. So I am so happy that it's working out for Russ Wilson, and maybe you go and sign him for a contract for a 3 or 4, maybe a 3-year contract. I don't know. I don't care what the money is. If he's playing good football and he's the short-term solution, people talk about this franchise quarterback, the Trevor Lawrence isn't working out. If you just have a guy who can run the program for the next 3 years and play good football and give your city the best chance to win, your team to win, sign him up. Sign Wilson up over the next 3 years. Let him end his career. Him and Cameron Hayward can walk out together, right? I don't know. Let's focus, though, from game to game, because yesterday was really fun. Go back and watch that pass to Mike Williams, and you'll lose your mind how good it was. All righty. Let's get out of here. Thank you, Sean, mate, for the 5s. The 5. That's $15. You know what? You get some fireworks, and we'll say a quick goodbye after this. So fireworks for Sean. Alrighty, so we're done, guys. Thank you, and we're gonna do a live tomorrow, probably as well, doing I gotta figure it out because I gotta work tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow's gonna be different. Look out for it. if you see a live earlier than usual, it's because I'm working tomorrow at 2 p.m. rather than 4 p.m. So, and right now it's like almost by 1 p.m. now. So I'll be around somewhere, but I got to work out with the fellas what we want to do because I'm doing a longer shift tomorrow, which is crazy. Hard Knocks is like December something. There's no discussion. Yeah. I think the video podcast side, we can have a discussion about who's what, and there's a bit of fun, bit of banter, but the chat itself is terrible. I agree. Anyone know when Hard Knocks start? I think it's like December 14th or something similar to that. It has to be soon. Like it should be now. Like they should be doing it now because we have like 4 games in a row. I thought it was something like that. But yeah, let's get out of here. Thank you, Jedevil. Thank you, Jamie. Thank you, West. Thank you, TD. Thank you, George. Thank you, Jamie, mate. Thank you, Sean. And we'll do 2 more. Thank you, SK, all the way from India. Shout out to Steeler Nation, Pakistan. Thank you, Chloe. And thank you, Pepper, as well. All righty. Do you want me to say Sega one more time or Sega? Sega. All right. See you later. Bye, 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 bye. And I got to play it again. Brian McFadden for the win.
The road to New Orleans will start in a few months. Let's get ready for the ride. Gas up the cars, baby. Let's get to New Orleans. Gas it up. Let's go.
Hey, thank you, VMAC, mate. I'll see you all later. As always, here we go, Steelers.
Here we go, Steelers. Here we go.